always remains at the back of your head, at the back of your mind all the time? Answer is no. If it remains yes, that is the first point of awakening. But if it is lost, so anxiety comes and lost, stress comes and goes. So, but why it is lost? You have already written, after 2 days I lost the feeling of infinite and vastness. It is something I told you. Am I in peace today in the morning? Yes. In the afternoon? Yes. In the evening? Yes. In the night? Yes. Yesterday? Yes. Tomorrow? Yes. Day after? Yes. That is the meaning of awakening. One way to understand. We will discuss in detail about it. Another thing that we should also understand, uh, you wake up every day and all your past memories returns. You remain as a Dylan, your name does not change in the mind. Huh? Your name does not change and you remember the entire past. One day you wake up in meditation. So there is something extra. That peace, that calmness is maintained. Now, that calmness never fades away. Awakening. So that is what we are working. But why it is lost? Because the dirt and the dust of the mind veils that nature. Simple example, you don't clean the floor of your house for a couple of days, the dirt and the dust settles. But the shining of the floor is not gone. It is not damaged. You remove the dirt and dust, floor is still shining. Are you getting it? So your floor of the mind, my floor of the mind, everyone's floor of the mind is always shining. But why I don't experience? Because of the dirt and dust. What is dirt and dust? It may be the biggest problem is the ego. Another problem is fancies, frustration, fear, conflict, attachment, detachment, delusion. Long list. Default mind causes these problems. But I'm not discouraging you, but we have to understand that clearly. So I have an examination next week which has been on my mind, but I'm doing a moderately good job of noticing stress and keeping it out of my consciousness. Continue doing it. Recognize, you just say in your mind, oh, mind, you said that I'm in stress. Oh, but this is a thought. I'm not a thought. I'm not the stress. Let me focus on my examination. You rightly wrote, by noticing it is a separateness from me. Yes. Dirt and the dust cannot mix up with the shining floor. The floor is not damaged. Means essential nature cannot be undone. Anyone. We are normal human beings. My friend, there was a gangster, a killer, in the tradition of Eastern wisdom, whose name was Ratnakar. He used to kill, to snatch all the possessions, anyone who crosses the forest from one village to the other. To cut the story short, it's a long story. So he became one of the greatest masters of Eastern wisdom. His name is mentioned as Valmiki. Valmiki wrote Ramayana, again a great epic on the Eastern wisdom with the different characters, that how to think, speak, and act in daily life. He is revered and respected as one of the great masters. So that being a gangster was a dirt and dust of the mind. He did lot of austerity, discipline practices, and he became one of the great masters. We did nothing like that, so we have every right to reach to that stage. So we will talk about it. That is why I have chosen this text, that we will understand the preliminaries, considerations of this journey of the Eastern wisdom. So I have started this Tattva Bodha indirectly, but now we will start with directly. So was this experience I had earlier this week the result of deep breathing practice, or the fruits of all my labors thus far? Yes, fruits of the labor is that we are purifying the mind. The breathing has two goals. One goal is that it purifies the mind. Purifies the mind means it purifies the dirt and the dust. So when you purify the dirt and the dust over the floor is already shining. So I become aware of that. The last week I had 3 small bulbs of daylight, so the dust was there, and I said, no, I know why I don't see the light, so I just clean it. So breathing practices cleanses that impurities over the mind, so that the mind becomes pure. When it becomes, take an example of a mirror. You have a normal mirror, you can see your image into the mirror as it is. You have a concave mirror, you see a different image. You see the convex mirror, you see the different image. You see the distorted mirror, you have a distorted image. So breathing practices, the first goal, that it purifies the mind. So I explained you. The second goal is that it gives you a remarkable focus, which in modern psychology we say remarkable power of concentration. I don't need to remember what you tell me, what you write to me, but my mind recalls that. My mind remembers that. Yes, it is because of I'm still doing all these breathing practices at least for half an hour every day. So I never forget. That is the importance of the breathing. Has twofold goals. One is that it gives you a remarkable focus, and second is that it removes the dirt and the dust over the mind in terms of attachment, likes and dislikes, delusion, duality, conflict. Yes, in modern perspective, it increases your oxygen concentration that I discussed. When you do the deep silent slow breathing, say for example, I used to discuss in detail in medical conferences in India, Now I lost that interest in participating in those conferences. So your breath, you are breathing, for example, 20 breaths in a minute. In 1 minute, you are breathing 20 breaths. So what happens? The duration of the stay of inhalation and the exhalation inside the lungs is very short. It has a short span because you breathe 20 breaths in a minute. Right? So it has a short span. What then? What you are talking? Why you are talking of a short span? When it has a short span, then the release of absorption of oxygen in the lungs and the release of carbon dioxide gets a very short span because you are breathing 20 breaths in a minute and the duration of the breath, inhalation and exhalation is very short. When you are breathing deep, silent and slow, I told you that you breathe say 4 breaths in a minute. 4 breaths in a minute, it means 15 seconds for one inhalation plus one exhalation. The longer the air remains inside the lungs, it can absorb more oxygen into the lungs. It can release more carbon dioxide from the lungs. Are you understanding? It's purely scientific. I have done a lot of research studies on that. A lot of people have done. The Lancet, which is a reputed medical journal, there are more than 100 research papers published over that. It is very well established. You are breathing, example, 20 breaths in a minute. So your absorption of oxygen is hardly 28% of the oxygen present in the air. But when you start doing the deep silent slow breathing, oxygen absorption by the lungs in one breath rises to 78%. It raises your alertness and awareness of the brain. That is what is happening. It has less to do with awakening. It has more to do with removing the dirt. So the dullness of the brain or the mind is gone. Laziness of the mind and the brain is gone. One example. But another example is that science says, many researchers, in which I was also a team member, those researchers also proved that respiratory center is stimulated in the brain. How and why? Because your peripheral and chemoreceptors are stimulated. You already know chemoreceptors related to carbon dioxide, peripheral receptors related to oxygen concentration in the brain. So they are stimulated. So now think that they are stimulated above the normal. So your awareness and alertness goes up. If it goes up, the focus also is attained. So whatever masters have been saying is right, even scientific. So what you are doing, your commitment to this practice, and whenever you find the time to other practices also. Then one more thing that I want to bring it. Now you told me, you wrote to me, that is very good, and I want you to follow that. What you have written me, but I am doing a moderately good job of noticing stress and keeping it out of my consciousness. Wonderful. You have a time, mind, and you say, okay, let me do the practice. Mind refuses to do it. At that time also, you have to do a good job. Oh, mind, why you are saying that I have not to do the practice? Let me do the practice. It is only a thought. Let me start doing the deep silence slowly. Let me settle into that. That will be another level of awareness. That then you will go up in the ladder. One thing is very clear: we can keep aside all the symptoms that we have been experiencing because of medication. So we are still taking medication, it will have its own effect in the body, physiological, biochemical, etc. Let it have it. But it should not give me the adverse and the side effects of laziness, of dullness, of sleepiness, so that I can function normally in my life with a greater awareness and attention. And once it happens, it's a training. You are training the brain and the body. So what is going to happen? It will have a greater impact. Third point, that is what I want to bring out. You have to prove to yourself. I remember long back now, how many years, 2007 I came here, before 2000, no, 2000, 1 and 2 in 1999. We applied a psychological battery which is known as the sickness impact profile, which is a huge battery to check the impact of these practices on asthmatic patients. So asthmatic patients, we have symptoms of hiccups, we have other symptoms. We found that those symptoms have greatly reduced, and the impact of the medication has greatly increased. Impact of medication. Even it happened in cancer patients. A lot of people have done this research that any medication, we have to prove that by these practices and understanding, we will be able to increase the impact of these medication. We can reduce the impact of illness. We can reduce the symptoms of illnesses that we have at present. If it is possible, we are achieving our goal. Not only that, but we are also moving towards awakening also, because we are purifying the mind. From according to the Eastern wisdom, we have to purify the mind, we have to gain tremendous focus. Why focus? Do you see me? Yes. How you see me? Through this sense organ. I'm summarizing the Eastern wisdom again, so that you can think of it. But this, you see me, this body is constantly changing. What is behind my name and the form and beard and this name and form and the body? So sense organ cannot do it, but I have to see it. Seeing means experiencing it. I see you, I am experiencing. You see me, you are experiencing me. But is this experience real? No, it is constantly changing. What I have to do? So behind that image and the body which I perceive through my sense organs, I have to go a little deeper. That is what the Newtonian era of the science has done. They have gone, they see the matter. They said, no, let us go there. So what they found the particles Matter consists of particles which are called the atom. And then the Newtonian era of the sciences started. But they, for more than 30 to 40 years, they did not find out what is behind this atom. After 40 years, they found atom can also consist of particles, electron, proton, and neutron. So it is the perception. My perception of the body changes. Body is only made up of the matter. When we going inside, oh, it's a carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen compounds. So carbohydrate, protein, amino acids, all these are there. Behind that, can you figure out DNA and RNA? Subtle. So we are able to perceive that. So behind that RNA and DNA, what is that? It is energy. In physics, it is E is equal to mc squared. I think you are interested. That's why I picked up this topic. It came to my mind. Energy. So at the source of, we find in quantum physics that everything is energy. Matter, I see the wall, I see the computer, I see your body. No, that is not a reality. It is all energy. Movement of the energy. But it is the energy is the manifestation of the consciousness. Energy means change. It is constantly changing. But who changes this? What is that presence in which this energy changes or change takes place? It is the pure consciousness. It is the real self. So when I perceive that consciousness, when all the time, it is the ultimate cause. Awakening takes place. Means I awaken to the ultimate cause, which is the absolute truth. The science has left it at the level of energy. How that energy in the form of RNA and DNA, in the form of enzymes and hormones, in the form of different organs, systems in the body functions, there must be some intelligence. And that intelligence is pervading everywhere in every cell of the body. That is how every cell functions properly. That is why I have a different format of the cell in my nose than in my digestive system. They all are cells. But there has to be some intelligence behind it. Energy cannot function by itself. Energy is already present in the sun. But I have to tap this energy by solar panels. So who is that intelligence? So Eastern wisdom says that is pure consciousness. And what is that pure consciousness? It is our real self. And that remains constant, unchanging, permanent, of the nature of peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. It is a simple explanation to make you understand. So, the way the science has a protocol of research studies in the external world, we have a protocol of what is called yoga or meditation and different practices. We have the same protocol in the form of different set of practices of yoga, meditation, mindfulness to explore. Why to explore? To perceive, to experience. The way I experience the way you experience me, can I experience that real self? Yes, I can experience that. So that protocol has to be applied step by step to reach to that state. That is what the Eastern wisdom is. Our Eastern wisdom includes many 52 groups of practices. One set of practices, you may say, is yoga and tantra and a lot of practices. The way, you have a research protocol of the physics and astronomy, biology, medical science, chemistry, etc. So the same way, you all go together. Our goal is not first to put the reasoning, cause and effect, but we rely on experience. Can I experience? Yes. The way I experience the body, can I experience the real? Yes, we can experience. So in order to do that, I have to refine this mind, which is an instrument of seeing. I have to make it subtle. I have to make it remarkable. I have to purify it completely so that I can perceive and experience. That is the journey. So we will follow the practice again. I don't want to miss the practice. Eyes are closed. Eyes are closed. So remember, understanding first, place, position, and posture, sensation, comfort, and steadiness, and being carefree, being an observer. Being an observer, or you can say the observer and observe. You see that we are going little deeper directly because you understand that parts of it. So just you close your eyes. You are looking, check the place, position, and posture of the body. You look. Look means here you know, you feel. Entire Eastern wisdom journey is to experience, to perceive, to see. It is not based on imagination and hallucinations. No, not at all. That is why we apply the reason. And when we apply the reason, let us move to experience the place, position in the posture. Become aware of where you are, how your body is placed, and your current posture. If the mind is wandering, bring it back. You can just bring what the if distraction, you know what to do, you apply. I told you last time, you apply the incest mind. Where are you going? Look at the entire body. Please look at the body and then experience. I would say know, feel. What do you feel? Place, position, and posture. You see that this is what we have to inquire. We have to experience. Do I experience the place, position, and posture? Do I experience, feel, or know? What place, position, and posture of the body? You can spend a little more time. Spend more time on this place, position, and posture to succeed every time. I'm moving into a little deeper to succeed every time you do the practice. Now we move to the second part of it, being comfortable. Being comfortable. So, being comfortable, you initiate the practice of what it meaning of being comfortable. What I said, you just look at the entire body. I'm making it little subtle so that you pick up the practice directly. So what we do, you move the mind on the skin of the body, move the mind on the skin of the body, which is in a right place, position, and posture. Again, you feel and experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. You experience it, it is very good. I'm communicating, I'm giving you the practice through a communication so that you can understand. Cognitive understanding is very important. So let us apply this cognitive understanding. Apply cognitive understanding. Why? For a cognitive change. Cognitive understanding in being comfortable, and result is a conscious experience of sensation, comfort, and steadiness. So we apply the insist. We apply. So what is that? So ask the mind what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the skin of the body from the top of the head to the toes. Okay, so when I'm looking at, then what? Then I experience what I experience? I experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. I inquire and insist, notice. The mind is rushing, maybe rushing somewhere else, you bring it back. You bring it back. And notice, you notice place, position, and posture. You notice sensation, comfort, and experience. I'm stressing. Experience. You must experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Sometimes what happens, we say in mind, but we do not experience. Means what? Mind is wandering. So that is how we recognize how many times my mind is wandering. You have recognized it. And that is why I'm adding that point here, so that you can progress. Oh, so simple, but yet it demands an alertness. So notice you have noticed. And now slow down, take the mind again. What does it mean by slow down? Slow down again is alertness and awareness. Take the mind to place, position, and posture. Do you experience? Yes. Do you experience? If you say yes, very good. If no, you can repeat it. You can ask, raise the question. Okay. Raise the question in your mind. Yes. And what about the experience of sensation, comfort, and state? I feel little more sensations. That is the progress. I feel or experience little deeper sensations, comfort. You know what is meaning of deeper sensation, comfort, and steadiness? Mind is engaged. mind is so caught. Can I say mind is focused? That is why it is there. Can I stay in the sensation, comfort, and steadiness for a longer period? If yes, you are doing it. In a conscious, restful state, there is an experience of place, position, and posture, sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Who prevents it? Default mind. We discuss who prevents it. Default mind. How? By the dirt and the dust over the dust of the mind. Dust over the mind. Sometimes we know what causes, sometimes we know, and at other time we don't know. And that is what we are going to explore. We do not know, it's okay, but we insist. Look at it. Look at it. So what is going to happen? Your habitual mode of lying down after and before the practice will drop. Why? Because the default mind has gone. You will feel by yourself, so go natural. And after S we have insist, I-N-S-I, inner shift. Now this inner shift means less distractions on one side, and you feel your mind keeps looking inside. This inside is rise in awareness and alertness. You are not looking inside the body into the bones and the muscles and the enzymes and the system and the organs. Do you see when I say inside? It is not inside the body. That inside means a rise in awareness, a higher awareness. The moment you are falling into laziness, and instantly there is a rise in awareness. And then in the insist, the second letter S is the stay. You stay in that state. You stay. Stay means what? Consistency. How it comes? I told you, by commitment of practice, sincerity, and regularity. That is what is bringing the result you had last week. And then turn within. That is an affirmation. You remember that where my mind is looking inside. It is inside. Sensation, comfort, and steadiness is there. Okay. So we are clear about this. Being comfortable. And the third point, let us add for a while. Everything you see, feel, and experience is separate from you. So you as an observer, and what you experience, know, feel. What do you feel? Either the thoughts you feel, some experiences you have, are separate from you. and you don't mind saying anytime, anywhere, in any situation, in any relationship, in your mind, means what? You live consciously all the time. Is it possible? Answer is yes. Make it possible. And that is what is being carefree. That is what is being carefree. So what we have done in this practice of meditation, we made one step. The first step with the 3 points. The first step with 3 points. 3 points. What is the point number 1? Place, position, and posture. Second point is being comfortable. Being comfortable. You see that? Place, position, and posture. And the point number 2, we added being comfortable, and experience. Experience means understanding and perception. Experience of sensation, comfort, and steadiness. And point number 3, being carefree with observer and observed. Now we are almost settled. In that settled state, we move to the second. Now the first step contains the 3 points. Initially, we had all the 3 steps different. So we just check the flow of the breath. Check the flow of the breath with the 3 points. Check the flow of the breath with the 3 points. That is our first point. What is that? You are checking the flow. The breath is going in and out. The 3 points. What are the 3 points? 3-pointed awareness. 3-pointed awareness. First pointed awareness. You experience the flow of the breath in and out. Second pointed awareness. You have an experience of sensation of the breath at the tip of the nose, when the breath goes in and comes out. That is the second point. And the third pointed awareness is no change in the rate of the breath. What will happen? It can raise your awareness and it prevents the symptoms. Yes, if the pressure of the medication at this time is more than your awareness and attention, then it may not happen. But your consistency, it may not happen, the 3 points, but your sincerity will pay you the dividend. Looking. So now, just for a while, we check. We recheck, if I say. What we recheck? We recheck the place, position, and posture. Very good. We check it. And we check the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. We also check that observer and observed mode of the mind is active. Is active. Now we move to the second point of the practice. Second point is deep, silent, and slow breathing. You start with the deep, silent, and slow breathing. Deep, silent, and slow breathing. Check. Inhale. You inhale into the belly first. Feel the expansion. Then into the rib cage. Feel the expansion. Exhale from the belly. Contraction or squeezing, then into the rib cage. So we are acclimatizing our body with a deep, silent, and slow breathing. Deep, silent, and slow breathing. Continue with the deep, silent, and slow breathing. Check the rhythm. What are the checking points if I say it is deep breathing? It is silent breathing. Why silent breathing? It will raise your awareness and attention. Is it so? Yes. And if it is deep breathing, it is relaxing, calming. We already know. And so it is silent breathing, it is deep breathing, and it is slow breathing. What we are doing, we allow the air to stay for a longer period in the lungs. And by expansion of belly and the rib cage, we allow all the area, surface of the lungs, if I say, to welcome the air to absorb and release. I already discussed about absorb and release oxygen and carbon dioxide. So in a way, we are influencing the brain or the mind. Second point, and now we will move to the third point in the second step. So we integrate the mantra. So as the moment you start breathing in, the moment you start inhaling deep, silent, and slow, start reciting the mantra mentally. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. And as you exhale, say the same mantra. As you exhale, the moment you start exhaling, say the mantra mentally. I told you, when you say in Sanskrit, obviously you are stimulating the brain to learn something new. Learn something new raises your alertness of the brain. That is how I combine the science with the Eastern wisdom. Maybe three times inhale and exhale, you recite mantra in Sanskrit. And now, three times in meaning. May there be happiness for all, while inhaling and exhaling. One time. Again inhaling and exhaling. Second time. Inhaling and exhaling. Third time. And now, reflection on the mantra. So, there now you have to maintain the peak of your awareness. What is that? Happiness comes from inner calm and the peace. Peace and the inner calm is like the space, an infinite space. Move the mind into the space without any boundary. Allow the mind, for example, allow the mind to move into the sky above as far as possible. to get rid of dirt in the dust. That is another method Swami Vivekananda used to apply. And when you experience, feel you have gone too far, just leave the mind as it is. Leave the mind as it is, stay in the state. Yes, our default mind can return, so we insist on reflection. We want to experience. If there is really an infinite space or so-called the vastness you experienced, by regular practice, commitment, your mind will discover that vastness and infinity all the time. It's possible, yes, it is. It is possible. I told you, you can notice the rate of your breath drops down, maybe 5 or 6 breaths in a minute, and it is such a wonderful state. Perhaps it has happened, and that is why we find, that is why you had a beautiful experience. Now, another point you can add, you still say, may there be happiness for all to experience that infinite space. While saying, may there be happiness for all, and the mind recognizes the infinite space and the vastness. And in that state, we move to the step number 3. You do nothing, remain as it is, allow the breath to flow naturally, allow the breath to flow naturally, and check the body. Is it in the sensation, comfort, and steadiness, sensation, relaxation, and stillness? Do we experience the deeper state? Yes. Check the body. Comfort is there, relaxation is there. If there is any tightness in the body, yes, the default mind has kept this. Check the breath. It is softness, easy flow of the breath. Check the mind, clarity, calmness, quietude, presence, sense of unity, spaciousness, joy, and happiness. This is what exactly happens as we continue. We grow into the practice.